Breaking news tonight from South Africa, where at least 9 people have been killed and several others seriously injured in a deadly mass shooting at a tavern in the incident occurred around 1 a.m. at a busy tavern in Randwest City, about 40 kilometers southwest of Johannesburg. Police reported that about a dozen suspects in a white minibus and a silver sedan opened fire on patrons before fleeing, causing panic and chaos at the scene. Authorities confirmed multiple casualties, with victims shot both inside the tavern and outside as they tried to escape the gunfire. The South African Police Service has launched a nationwide manhunt to identify and arrest those responsible for this horrific attack. Police have not yet determined a motive, but investigations are ongoing, with authorities urging anyone with information to come forward. Residents have expressed grief and outrage, calling for stronger security and more police presence in vulnerable township areas. Eyewitnesses describe the chaos as gunfire erupted, with patrons taking cover and fleeing while emergency responders arrived swiftly. Ambulances transported the wounded to nearby hospitals, where medical teams are providing urgent treatment to those injured in the shooting. This attack highlights ongoing challenges with violent crime in South Africa, where homicide rates remain among the highest worldwide. The tavern shooting has sparked concern over safety measures in informal nightlife areas, where security is often limited and vulnerable. Community leaders are urging authorities to increase patrols and implement better safety protocols to protect residents during late-night hours. This is the second mass shooting reported in the region within weeks, raising renewed public alarm and calls for action. Police have appealed for witnesses to come forward to help identify the suspects involved and provide crucial information. SAPS has mobilized additional officers and forensic teams to assist in the hunt for suspects responsible for the shooting. Officials are urging residents to stay vigilant and report any suspicious activity immediately. Eyewitnesses recalled chaos as gunfire erupted, with patrons desperately seeking cover and fleeing for safety. The attack has sparked a national debate on gun control and public safety measures in South Africa. Government representatives have pledged enhanced efforts to curb illegal gun possession and violent crime nationwide. Counselling services are being offered to families and residents affected by the shooting. Senior police official reiterated the urgency of capturing the suspects quickly and safely. Good evening, I'm Zanele Dlamini. Our top transportation and public safety updates from across South Africa on this 23 December 2025. The Mpumalanga Department of Public Works announces a complete road closure on the R533 between Graaskop and Bushbuckridge. Officials say the closure was necessary to ensure the safety of motorists following structural concerns identified during an on-site assessment earlier today. Motorists are advised to use alternative routes while repair teams work to address issues affecting the R533 corridor. In northern Limpopo, a collision on the N1 southbound near Justerburg has left 2 people injured, prompting traffic disruptions in the area. Emergency services responded quickly, and both injured individuals have been taken to nearby hospitals for treatment and observation. Authorities urge drivers to remain cautious if traveling along N1 as cleanup and investigation continue following the collision. Turning to weather, the SA Weather Service forecasts thunderstorms with potential floods and strong winds across parts of the country today. Coastal and lower-lying regions are especially at risk of heavy rainfall, according to the latest forecast issued this afternoon. Officials warn residents to stay alert for localized flooding and possible disruptions during peak showers later this evening. Police are investigating the causes of the collision, with authorities urging motorists to exercise caution in the affected area. Emergency teams arrived promptly, attending to the injured and clearing the road to restore normal traffic flow as quickly as possible. In weather updates, the SA Weather Service forecasts heavy rainfall and thunderstorms affecting multiple provinces today. Low-lying areas may experience flooding, and residents are advised to remain cautious and monitor alerts. Authorities urge communities to stay alert, especially near rivers, roads and bridges prone to flooding. Citizens are encouraged to follow official warnings and avoid unnecessary travel during severe weather periods. Security patrols have been increased across high-risk areas to ensure both safety and rapid emergency response. Disaster management teams are on standby to respond to incidents caused by adverse weather conditions. South African trade unions have officially rejected the latest government salary offer. Union leaders say the proposed wage increase fails to keep up with rising living costs and inflation pressures. Workers argue that food, transport and housing expenses have risen sharply over the past year. Major trade unions, including public sector representatives, met today to formally reject the offer. Union spokespersons described the offer as inadequate and disrespectful to frontline workers. The government has proposed a limited salary adjustment, citing budget constraints and fiscal pressure. Officials say increasing wages further could strain public finances and essential service delivery. Unions argue that public servants carried heavy workloads during recent economic and social challenges. They insist fair compensation is critical to maintaining morale and service quality. Negotiations are expected to continue as both sides prepare for further talks. Unions have warned that failure to reach agreement could lead to industrial action. Possible strikes may affect public services, including health, education and transport sectors. Citizens are being advised to stay informed about potential service disruptions. Government officials say dialogue remains the preferred path to resolving the dispute. Both sides emphasize the importance of maintaining stability during the festive season. Union leaders say they remain open to negotiation if revised terms are presented. Economic analysts note that wage talks will impact inflation and public spending in 2026. The outcome of negotiations will be closely watched by both markets and labour groups. No immediate agreement has been announced as discussions remain ongoing. Further updates are expected in the coming days as talks progress. That's the latest on the wage negotiations. Eskom has released a new load-shedding update as electricity demand increases nationwide. Eskom says higher seasonal demand and ongoing maintenance are placing pressure on the national grid. Several generation units remain offline for planned and unplanned maintenance. Eskom has assured the public that maintenance is necessary to improve long-term system reliability. The utility warns that temporary load shedding may be implemented if demand exceeds supply. Households are urged to use electricity sparingly during peak evening hours. Eskom advises residents to follow published schedules to avoid inconvenience. Businesses are also encouraged to manage consumption to reduce strain on the grid. Eskom engineers continue working around the clock to stabilize electricity supply. Officials say emergency reserves are being used cautiously to prevent system overload. Eskom management says communication with the public remains a top priority. Citizens are encouraged to follow official Eskom channels for real-time updates. The utility continues efforts to integrate renewable energy into the national grid. Government officials say long-term energy reforms remain underway. Energy stability is critical for economic growth and investor confidence. Small businesses say consistent electricity supply is essential for daily operations. Residents are advised to take safety precautions during power interruptions. Technical teams remain on standby to respond to faults and breakdowns. Eskom says supply conditions may improve as units return to service. No major system collapse is expected at this stage, according to officials. That's the latest on South Africa's power situation. Stay informed with South Africa Today.